By far, one of the worst parts about keeping up with these comic book movies and being a fan of these films online is just seeing the absurd amount of spoilers and leaks that pertains around these comic book movies and TV shows. Like the scooping game or the leaker culture trend or whatever you want to call it is just one of the worst things that come out of recent comic book fandomness. I think this really started to blow out of proportion with like Spider-Man No Way Home, because like almost every single aspect of that movie would just like get leaked months before it even released. But it would mainly pertain around like the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield cameos and the amount of villains that would show up from the previous Spider-Man films. And it's not like leaks and spoilers are a new concept for these type of movies or movies in general. There have definitely been online leaks. I remember like at Endgame, there was a part of it that got leaked, but it was more kept under wraps because it wasn't as common for like these make-believe fraud scoopers to like leak out information against people's will. But in modern day, it's just even worse, and that's best exemplified through like these Deadpool 3 set photo leaks. A lot of things that I've learned about Deadpool 3 has genuinely been against my will. Popping up in the TL, just chilling, bam, Deadpool 3 set photo leak, bam. Like, it's just like, god damn, man. And like I said earlier, this doesn't just pertain to superhero movies, this just pertains to any type of entertainment in general. I think a good example is like anime or like manga. Like, bro, you Jujutsu Kaisen fans, bro, when I get my hands on y'all, I swear, literally the only reason I got caught up with the JJK manga was because I just kept seeing spoilers pertaining to the manga. So I get caught up on the manga thinking I'm Gucci. Nah, guess what? Manga chapter leaks. Like, I can't win with y'all. And whichever way you look at it, whether, said leaks or rumors are actually true or not, it just taints the genre of it in general, because on one hand, you have a lot of these like supposed scoopers on Twitter and have their own Patreons and Reddit or whatever that they claim they have information of an upcoming comic book movie or show, but like 9 times out of 10 they're frauds and they just make stuff up, yet for some reason they still have a large following. My time's trying to low. And like they get really defensive whenever you call them out on their bullcrap, because they're like, well, I said this would happen and it actually ended up happening. And the way they get around that is that they post something very vague that is likely to be true, so they like, oh, this is evidence that I'm actually reliable and resourceful. Or they'll just state something that's like very common sense, and it's just like, yeah, of course that'll probably happen in an upcoming movie or TV show. So on one hand, they're just spreading straight up lies and tainting the hyper reputation of an upcoming project by having people believe in nonsensical things. Or even if they are saying it's true, guess what? You're just giving out a bunch of spoilers and leaks. And it's like, you wonder why so many of these recent Marvel projects in phases 4 and 5 haven't really been shot on location, and instead have been behind like these green screens and sound stages and the volume. It's literally just because of these set photos getting leaked, and that's exactly what's happening with Deadpool 3. But on the other hand, I am glad that they actually are willing to shoot on location. I remember all the way back when in like 2018 when the set photos for Avengers Endgame leaked and you saw some of the cast members in their OG Avengers suits. So yeah, like this problem, it's been, tracked back to all the way like years back for some of these other superhero projects, but it's just only gotten worse. That's why I always appreciate people like, for example, James Gunn, that are very quick to shut down like very BS rumors and leaks. Now, obviously he is put in a tough position where he can't debunk every single leak, because that's just way too tedious and time consuming. But it also puts a lot of these big name scoopers on fraud watch, which should have been done much earlier, because for some reason people lack the common sense to not believe these people. Like, these people are not reliable. If it ain't coming from an official source, just don't believe it. But I guess the good news is, like, with these type of leaks and scoopers and rumors and whatnot, it's kind of categorized into like one type of social media via mainly Twitter. Like, if you just kind of like stay off there for the most part, or kind of like mute or manage what you see on your timeline, I think you'd be fine. But then there's also the chance of whether it be like a video game, a movie, TV show, you could scroll through on YouTube and like the spoiler is just the title and thumbnail. It's like, it's just inescapable at that point. And it actually just makes me laugh so hard seeing some of these scoopers fight over who got the scoop first or whose scoop it is. Actually, you just copied my scoop, or no, I actually got it from this. It's like, bro, y'all all are clowns. Like, what are you fighting over? At this point, I'm just so sick and tired of hearing these like false Fantastic Four casting rumors. We've been hearing the same thing for the past like 2 years. Just shut up until Marvel Studios themselves or some very credible big trade officially comes out with the casting. And staying on topic of superhero projects, it doesn't just affect the movies and TV shows, this also affects gaming. The most infamous and most recent example is the Insomniac leaks. Their entire slate for video games that they're working on up until 2030 or whatever got leaked. We know what projects they're going to work on, what games are coming up. We know everything about, like, literally every single aspect of the Wolverine game is out there to the public knowledge. You could literally look up gameplay footage. There's a playable version of the game, concept art, the entire plot leak, voice cast, costumes. It's absurd. And then another more recent example on the DC side of things, with the Suicide Squad Killer Justice League leaks, which are kind of up in the air of how credible they are. Some of them are true voice leaks of like MP3 profiles and stuff like that, and concept art and photos, but some of the more plot details might have been made up or taken out of context, which is why I'm waiting to like make a video on my thoughts on the actual game itself, you know, until the game comes out, obviously, because I feel like that'd be disingenuous to give thoughts on something that we weren't supposed to know and might be taken out of context. So if there's anything to take out of this, scoopers, don't believe them. Most of the time they're full of crap, and don't give them any attention or credit. They're just gonna keep doing, I mean, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing regardless, but you know, don't spread leaks. Don't be a douche, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be spreading Deadpool 3 set photo leaks if you're not supposed to be seen. If you don't see them post about like discussing film or whatever, obviously it's not supposed to be shown to the public. Like, just be chill and yeah, don't be a douche nozzle.